In this live coding session, I want to add a new subview inside of a SwiftUI screen. How to do that? How to TDD that? Turns out it's not that hard if you extract it and write tests against the smaller view. Let's go. Welcome back to the Quality Coding live stream, 90 minutes of my mistakes and your corrections as I blunder through SwiftUI based game, creating a SwiftUI based game, and you all help me because, hey, this is new to me. I really appreciate how much I have learned from you all. Greetings to those who are here, Mudshark and Garbob. Looks like we've got the usual crew. Oh, hello. Debate. Good to have you. Other folks will join. For those who don't know who I am, I'm not talking to the folks who are here. I'm talking to the folks who are watching after the fact. Welcome. My name is John Reed, and I am a developer and a coach. I've gone from shifted my job from full-time coach back to full-time developer. But you know, I still got the coach in me. And I don't think I'll ever be able to. I think I've been ruined by coaching, by technical coaching. It's one of my favorite things. Anyway, this time together is one of my highlights of my week. It really is. The chance to get to code, explore some things, really have a free playground without the stress of, having to meet deadlines and whatnot. And a number of folks seem to watch on Twitch even after this live session is done. So good to have you. Follow me. And I am grateful to the subscribers. I think of you when I take my wife out on a date because I use a little bit of money. And it's nice. It feels good to think, wow, you made a date happen. Folks watching on YouTube, welcome. Give this, give me a follow or whatever it is on there. I don't know anymore. I'm getting old. Last time we explored turning on TCR again and using a TCR-based workflow. And that was fun. It was interesting to see what that did and how that changed things. And it was challenging. Welcome, Marcus. What way will you do this time? I actually need to break this tree up. It is too big. This needs to be multiple trees. This is all the work we've done so far. But we are working, if we follow the orange squares, we're working, you follow it kind of top down. We're working on Mastermind, working on getting feedback from the game about guesses. So we have a check guess button, which currently does nothing. We want it to show feedback about the guess. So we set the guess and secret size to 4 and had to jigger things around so that things still fit on a screen. It's not ideal. We do want to make this work on different screens, but for now, I'm hard coding the sizes and going with a small screen. We talked about snapshot previews. Let's see if we've got the check button. Because we have a preview here of the snapshot. A preview of the check button. And there is a snapshot test for the check button. Let's see. Which is, well, the idea I had last time was, can we take, now I finally understand why somebody created a way to take snapshots of previews. But I don't think that really advances our work that much. I only have this one snapshot. I don't think that's worth trying to suss out any duplication. I don't see much. So I'm going to mark this as a punt. Punt, purple for punt, which changes this to done. And we move on here. We would like this. This, I think, is where things will be more fun. We've got a way to get feedback. Here, let's review what we have. Let's see. If we have a secret, it can evaluate a guess. Actually, the secret has a way to return two types of feedback. One is the initial feedback of there is no guess, so you get like number in the correct position 0, number in the wrong position 0. Why is this? That's interesting that the pin stays pinned of the canvas. It can take a guess and determine what sort of feedback to give, and then feedback itself has a way to, say, make feedback pegs representing the feedback, where a feedback peg is empty, correct, or misplaced. Just to refresh our memories, here are the feedback pegs in this one app that I'm copying. If I just say like like that, there's the feedback. One in the correct position, one in incorrect position, and 2 empty. So that's what we want to do. Hey, welcome to other folks who have joined. This is, we're going to do SwiftUI. So we have a way to get from the secret, pass in a guess, get feedback, ask from the feedback, get the feedback pegs, which is an array of these which we want to represent. That's what we want to do in our game screen. Let's see what we have going in the game screen. So we want the feedback pegs to be between the guess slots and the choices. The code guess view, let me switch. How do I see things here? How do I know what I've selected? It does seem to select things, but I don't know how, like, how do you know where in this file to look other than scrolling? Is there a jump to selection? Not in the canvas, but I mean in the code. I don't know. We've got the code guess view. So here's the code guess view next to the VStack of this. So this is where we want to start playing. And for now, let's just put down some pegs there that don't mean anything. But let's draw and try to figure out how to do this. So we want a 2 by 2. And it's one, the pegs are in this order. This one first, second, third, fourth. So I guess we need a V stack of H stacks? With, I'm thinking, something like this. That makes sense? We need the pegs for this row, which are initially empty, which we can get from the secret saying, give me the initial feedback. But this is already a change. Oh, interesting. What happened to the spacing here, the padding? A grid? What's a grid? This is how much of a newbie I am still. A grid of rows and columns. A grid stack? I'm not sure why it would be lazy. What the advantage would be on that. Oh, hello, William Wake. Okay, but in this case, I do know what I want to show. Welcome, Bill. So let's see. Maybe, I don't know, fool around just to get an idea of what you all are talking about. Container view that arranges other views in a two-dimensional layout. Once again, we're still stuck with Xcode keeping most things teeny tiny except for the code. It's like you never caught up to, I don't know, the world of online collaboration. It stuns me, brief aside, it stuns me still now that I'm a new job. I'm not here to badmouth the new job, but it stuns me to see how people who have been working remotely for a long time, and some even before the pandemic shut down, don't know how to work together, don't know how to collaborate, don't know how to code together. The developer documentation window, really? Oh, that is nice, sir. Okay. See, I don't know that I've ever popped this up. Really, I don't know that I have. That is nicer. Let me make this big. Thank you, Marcus. Okay. Oh, this looks nice. A grid with a grid row. That makes sense. Behaves something like a collection of HStack instances wrapped in a VStack. However, which is what however, that's where I started. The grid handles row and column creation as a single operation which applies alignment and spacing to cells rather than first to rows and then to a column of unrelated rows. Okay, I see. Everything is guaranteed to be a grid, not just a bunch of rows. This is cool. Let's have a look at Marcus's work. I see. So we've got, you can set the spacing. Let me make this a little bigger. Uh-huh. 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 In this case, I know how many rows I'll have, so well, we'll see. I'll leave this here. Thank you. All right. So a grid with 2 grid rows. With, hey, come back. 2 feedback pegs. Like that. And I'm not going to worry right now that it's butting up against this because we're about to fill this space in. All right. This is already cool. I've learned something. I want to check this in because this seems useful. Whoops. Why did this pop up twice? Create empty grid for feedback. Let's see if that worked. Yes, it pushed, checked it in and pushed up to the origin as well. Yes, this is a TCR script. I need to blog about this sometime. TCR scripts, plural, in case you want to check it out. Formatting. Yeah, I tend to be kind of lazy on that. Then again, I usually keep my messages so short because I'm making fast messages and I don't want to, that means each change ideally is small and not a lot to explain about it. Okay, so we have a place to play. Let's So I think the 5270 is how many characters to use? 52 for the subject, sort of the headline of the commit. I don't know why it's that. And then 70 characters for the body of the commit if you have a body. Something nice about 52 that makes it play well in something. Okay, here's a puzzle. I want to show feedback that's going to be a state that updates yeah, we should be able to update this. Let's see how this goes. So if I have feedback pegs, whoops. What happened? Hello? I'm wondering what's happening to my things here. Okay. Okay. Right. Just remembering. If I have feedback pegs, which are an array of feedback peg, I should be able to say self feedback pegs equals, hey, this is going to be the game. Oh no, it needs to be the secret. Wait. Initial feedback. This seems like a lot of stuff. That's a lot of dots there, folks. I think that's correct. But that's deep, saying we could even say, you know, keep it game has a secret. We'll get the initial, yeah, we'll fix it later. From that, get the pegs, which are an array of feedback peg. And, you know, if this doesn't freak out, let's commit it. So I run the tests. I seem to have a bug that this is, my commit message is popping up twice. I don't know why. I don't know why. When it succeeds, it's supposed to commit and push. When it fails, it's supposed to revert. So I don't know if I've messed up something in the commit and push, but for now, that should be like a refresh. Yeah, these go away. Okay, so with the pegs now, of which we are guaranteed, I'm positive we're guaranteed 4 pegs. We want to represent, well, right now we just want to slap something down, actually. I don't even care that we use the state. Let's draw. Hey, more folks have joined. Welcome to some. Oh, hello. Joannis 0. First time chatter, and apparently somebody who, you know, I feel seen. Oh, good to have you, though. I am doing well, in spite of the foolishness around the nation. So let's say we have a empty draw the small gray dots. Well, let's just put some gray dots down or some circles, right? We come back here. Yeah, so each thing in the row is going to be its own thing. So I should be able, whoops, to say, create a circle of, here, let's let it fill it in for us, of something of a better color. What's this color here? I think that's the unselected color. There's our unselected color. Let me see if I can remember how to get to it. Just by name. So if I change this, I don't want to pin this anymore. Thank you. I change this to unselected. Should change to a nice, that neutral gray. Sure. Sure. Yeah, probably a bit big. Yeah, they are definitely big. Let's change. Is there a way in Xcode to say change things within the selection? The selected area? I don't think so. Boo. Am I wrong about that? I don't think there is. Let's have a quick look. Xcode, find replace in selection. Option Command F. Oops, come back. How do I know this is doing it? 2, 3, 4. I mean, it happens to be right. Are there any other 20s out here? Probably not. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually select. Here, let me try selecting just these two lines and do an Option Command F. No, that's saying 8 matches still. Oh well, I'll take it. There we go. That looks like something. Let me try that again. Thank you, Cyber Benny. If I say replace, you said you saw something? Oh. Oh, okay, there it is. Holding down the Option key. Let's see if this works. I'm going to make this 5 and say replace all in selection. Hey, it worked. Thank you, Cyber Benny. So, it is one of those mysterious Apple lack of affordance things. Instead of making it clear that something is possible, you have to hold down the Option key, which matches a number of other things that happen. I don't know if there's a here. If I switch the Option key on and off or press it down, it changes the selections in some places. So this is the same also. Wow. I'm going to note this. I got to note this down right away. Let's see. First, I'm learning about grid. Hold for that's a good learning. Very good learning. Wonderful. Well, let's commit this. Again, I'm not sure why it's popping up the thing twice, but yeah, I don't know why. Let me note that as a to-do. Fix TCR script. Well, at least it's good to know it's there. This is draw hard-coded circles. Okay, then let's make this depend on the value of the feedback peg itself. And how do we test this? How do we see this? Wait, no, we don't update the feedback pegs until you press the check button. Okay, how to do this in small steps with feedback. Here's the problem. We have feedback pegs here, sitting there, unused. We have hard-coded colors here. We want this to vary. The check button needs to fire off. So this we want to wire up to these. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'm going to hard code some values in here rather than move the grid to a separate view. There's a possibility. Mm-hmm. Oh. Right. Instead of looking at the whole thing, this is the entire game screen we're seeing here. And feeling kind of stuck on these moving parts. If I can instead Let's give it a try. So first, let's extract this. And we'll call this feedback. Feedback is missing. No, feedback is wrong. Feedback I already have. Feedback view, thank you. Now the feedback view will need its own version of the feedback pegs as a binding. So actually stop moving small steps, John. Like I just did an extract and a rename. That's enough. Slow down. So this is, it's not a test supported refactoring, but it is an automated I did 2 automated refactorings. So I consider that low risk. I did an extract and a rename. Now let's set up the binding and fix that up so that it works. So now this will come back up here. Little audio lag. Check, check, 1, 2. This should still now, whoop. Did it wrong in the binding. What's wrong? Oh. That should be better. All right, and if this runs, how's the audio? Hopefully it's sorted out. So no need. Bill, I'll keep that in mind. I didn't realize that that was a thing, to have bindings that only take it one direction. And it's not an actual like binding doing a write back to the whatever you call those, the stored thing. This is low risk, I think, because it's a question of does it build? So how does this work? If I just go like this, that this is like that. Okay, we'll see. We'll start with that. And then if we feel the need to make it an actual binding, and that makes me question some of my other choices here, but we'll see. Thank you. Pass feedback pegs as value not binding. And now let's pull this out to its own happy space. I'm going to do that with cut. And a paste. look at GitHub Copilot here. Hats off to George Leontiev. It's not often that I see such wild hallucinations, but you do get them in in comments. Okay, so with that, everything here should still be happy. Again, this isn't really a question of passing the tests. It's just I'm running the tests as a way to build the project, which is all the feedback I need right now. But that is also low risk. Move feedback view to own home. All right. So now we have a feedback view. And we could then pass in different feedback pegs and check how to check the different circles. Okay. This feels like a good direction. I really appreciate the advice to basically limit the scope of my world, make the world smaller. It's easier to work in. And then it's more conducive to saying, let's just test this bit. Let's add a test to this. I'm going to stick with XCTest for View Inspector, even though it may not update, but it might. It's the updating where we need View Inspector relies on XCTest expectations. So time to create the feedback view. And let's do it this way. Since I'm in TCR, I'll do this right now just to show you. This is a failure, so it'll revert. All this stuff will go away. Oh no! Okay, I've got a battle. I've got a battle between things. Shoot. What's going on? And it didn't revert. Oh, my TCR is broken. Ear. Do I have a battle between... That's what it looks like. I want to make sure I don't have a script somewhere funny. Okay. Oh, generates output. This is in the wrong place. What are these? Do the check marks mean I have modified this? Because I've never written this or these. Anyway, I think we just sorted out what happened. Let's try this again. This seems valuable because this is part of the workflow, and I think that, yeah, I turned it on in the wrong place. So let's just create something that fails and see if it will. Test.swift is part of my... What? Oh man, I added it to the wrong thing. Revert, revert, revert. So checks are modified actions, which is funny because I've never written these. So it must come with stuff in them? Like pauses. Okay. What does pauses mean? There's a lot of stuff here I don't know. Let's try it again. I want to see TCR work. Tests. I'm going to call them foo tests. Going into mastermind tests. This should just fail and revert. Please. Thank you. It didn't really revert. Doggone it. Like if it's been a while since we've first did the TCR stuff. Huh. Okay. Thanks, Garbob. There's a lot of stuff to... I'm going to check this. Check Xcode behaviors. On my handy only for me whiteboard. Huh. Well, I'm a little bothered. Also, it gets like really weird here. What did it do? Why did it change the target membership back? It's like it didn't. I need to debug the TCR script because it's supposed to actually kick out any new files you've created. All right. Anyway, I'm trying to create tests on feedback view. We'll do this the proper TCR way, which is to say it won't fail. It should just run and commit. Thank you. Test only change. Create back view tests. And now if I go like this, that should revert. And since it's not a new file. Okay. So there's something about the new file business. It's not kicking out new files. It's leaving it sort of orphaned in place. But I think I've sorted out some of this problem. That's why it's always good to check your workflow. Yeah, it left the test file in. It got messy because the file was still there. The Xcode picked it up and said, okay, well, I guess it's not in mastermind test, so, but it's here anyway, so it's going in mastermind. Yeah, it's getting ugly. All right, let us begin to explore this space. And think about what I want to do. I do want to target each of these. So, yeah, and I thought I set, it's been a while since I made the TCR script. I thought I set it to, yeah, that's probably what it is. It's not staged. Thought I set it to clean out anything, but that's good. Good learning, good learning. Okay, so for each of these, I want to target the circle so that I can get information about it. Specifically, its fill color. That means, put my thinking hat back on. Maybe I want to go this way. And try to remember my new shortcuts for this. What are my new shortcuts for this? SwiftUI Viewfinder. That's right. This is brand new, and I haven't written or described this yet, but this is a reminder to me to maybe make a video when I get to the point of talking about blogging about View Inspector, which is coming up soon. Yeah. I have a find view. I have two find view snippets. So if I type find view, and here's one, and this is going to be a circle 1, feedback 1, peg 1 of a circle, and this is going to be peg 1 of a circle. This is what I would like, I think. Let's open feedback down here, feedback view. Let's see, to get this, I need View Inspector. Nothing's calling. Wait, this was supposed to be inside an extension. What happened? Did I put it in the wrong place? Yes. Let me try again. Peg 1. Learning how to use this. This is my new tool. Oop. A circle. ID. Peg 1. Feedback 1. This should be fine, right? Now that it's got View Inspector, let's try it. ASC code? Closing in line 13. Oh, shoot, thank you. Why is it freaking out? Okay, it's not a circle? Is it a shape? I think a circle is a... Whoa. Not where I expect it to go. Let's get into SwiftUI. View Inspector. And come down to... I think it was a shape. Not specifically a circle. Yeah. I don't know why it's not going anywhere. So this, I say this is a shape. Okay, if it builds, let's commit it. So, question is, can I get this accessibility identifier, feedback1, on here? Let's split this up. It's getting big. If I do that, can I create a feedback view of empty like that? And find in the SUT inspect, see if I can get peg1 and just try to access it. Will this pass? Or will it revert everything I just did? Woo! Okay. So it found it. Good. Having found it, I should be able to test its fill color. So if I say this is peg1 like that, then I should be able to say peg1 fill color is color unselected. Let's see. Can't find color. Let's go back to our game screen tests to see how we managed the fill color there. The foreground color. Let's. We look at the guess. Wait a second. The guess. Circle with a foreground color. Wasn't a fill color. I'm just going to copy this to get it. Let's see if we can't get it. Yeah, that's the shape foreground color. And this is going to be so let's say peg one color, maybe. Let me copy and paste this. I would like peg one color to return color of the foreground color. If this compiles, hey, John CBB, been a while. So there are different ways to do TCR, and the normal strict way is revert. It just reverts everything. When I used to use app code, this is the session with the most mentions of app code in some time. App code, well, and for any IntelliJ IDE, there is a plugin to do different types of feedback. One of which was TCR. Everyone, all I have is coffee. Well, we're all mad here. The app code drinking game. There was a plugin, I forget what it was called, but it had TCR options. One of those options was to basically make it a softer TCR by saying, you know what, don't revert my tests. Please don't revert my tests. I don't have that. That is not the world that we live in now. We are here, could I change my script to do that? I suppose, but that's not what we have right now. If it fails, it reverts. But this compiles. So I want to commit it. Because now if we come to the feedback view and change this not to a fill color, but to a foreground color, like that, of unselected. Let's come back to the game screen a second. I want to see this. Okay, looks fine. That I should be able to say, get the peg1 color. Yeah, Mudshark, as always, thinking 2 steps down the road, which I appreciate. I think this will pass and commit. Good. So this is test peg1 color. Feedback peg. Now, important step of TCR, because we haven't seen the test fail. Never trust a test that you haven't seen fail. Man, I see stuff now. In the wild, let's say in the wild, I see some tests, people writing tests all the time because they're writing them after the fact. And it's like, well, the test passes. Yeah, well, did you ever see it fail? Did you ever see it fail? Let's change this to red and let's see it fail and revert. Good. Good. All right. We are getting somewhere. Let's add some more. This is now dead code. Peg1. Okay, so, all right, Mudshark, I finally get what you were saying. It's like, what do I want? I want feedback of 1. And so really, I want a peg color. Let's do this in parallel, do a parallel change sort of thing. Peg color. Like that. Let's move in small steps because otherwise we lose it. Define, I just want the index. For now, at least. Hello, Gungpra22, first time chatter, welcome, and hey, a number of folks online. We're working in SwiftUI, and trying to do some test-driven development here. All right, that takes peg number. So now I should be able to say this is, let's call peg color 1, and this should pass. Oh. So this is the game. Let me call new. So this is a game of Mastermind. This is not my game. The game itself is very crude. There is no today command, I'm afraid. This is where we are. This is essentially my copy of this and what we've built up so far. Right now, trying to get these feedback pegs to work, to respond to check your guess against the secret color code. Cool. This is fun. So now I can inline this by directly calling peg color 1, which makes this dead code. And that's an inline function. And then do I want, I don't think I want to inline all this in here necessarily. Well, let's keep going. If we've got peg 1 color, let's get them all. Peg 2 color. Let's define it in the same way. That this should also pass, and this is no longer test 0. This is test I don't know what it is. We're sort of getting there. I kind of want a mix of things in here. I'm just going to call it test pegs for now. This should pass. Again, let's ensure that our test is working. Good. And down here, let us copy and paste. I'm feeling now a bit bolder. Seeing some duplication. Let's copy, paste, fix up, run tests, and commit. Feeling pretty confident. Test, feedback, pegs 3 and 4. Now we ought to test some more interesting things. Whoops, I never did. Hey, I'm an expert. All right, cool. In the wild, that's going to be my new phrase going forward. I have seen tests now, I think for the first time, without assertions. Well, now we can say this should be like, instead of empty, well, when that's the goal, when coverage is the goal, it's the what law? Goodhart's law? When a metric becomes a goal, it becomes useless. Did I get that right, Bill? All right. So what we would like is to have, now we're set up. Oh man, TDD with SwiftUI. This is great. Yep, that's it, Marcus. Pretty sure that's Goodhart's law. So I want like one correct, and this should be black. As it is, this will fail. Well, none of this is coming. This is all hardwired. Okay, come back, come back, come back. Let's just revert this. This is all hardwired. These aren't used. So I need some mechanism to turn the feedback pegs. Okay, let's just let's do a little bit of cleanup here. For a given feedback peg, where's this domain? I want to translate this into a color, but I want it to be flexible and not tied to this. And the size. Maybe a map? Let's do it. Time is flying by as we got on a roll here. I'm just going to be silly about it because I am a bear of very little brain. It's already suggesting some good things. These are not colors. I'm just going to say purple and orange or something. Something like that. The view should decide. Yeah, this view should decide. They could be in the assets, but realistically, we have the one in the asset and the others we're doing predefined. Anyway, having made this change, nothing's calling it. I don't want to lose it. If it builds, it's good. So if I can say feedback color for this, I believe, will still pass. And yes, we got duplicate code all over the place, all up and down. And it fails spectacularly. Ooh-wee! There must... Wow. I imagine it wasn't anything in here, that it was probably back at the game screen level. Maybe not. A memory leak? When comparing? How can that be, Marcus? What happened? I don't know what happened. Let's try to move. I thought I was moving in small steps. Uh, Wait, there are different versions of Minecraft? Of course there are, John. Um, let's see. So I imagine something was setting up a game screen with like not enough something. I don't know. All right. Because I don't know, I'm going to turn on the debugger for a change. And let's find out. Let's do that again. And 4. Wow. Oh, Minecraft. Geez, I'm so old. I read Minecraft and I thought what was that old minefield game? Completely different. Way simpler. Okay. We have Minesweeper. Thank you. All right. Here is it complaining. Fatal error. Index out of range on feedback pegs, which has 0 values coming from game screen tests. Unrelated. The game screen is set up with and 2 choices. Ooh. This is going to be some weird, dangerous stuff coming in here. And yet, I thought that making the game screen set up... Well, now we know where it's failing. Let's try it from here. And you know what? I'm scared. I want to turn off TCR for just a second. Yeah, the secret length is going to bite me hard when we don't have enough pegs. Okay, so let's say we make a game with a secret size of 2. That may already be messing us up. Let's find out. So now we make the game screen. Is there no secret? The secret isn't set. Ugh. Some of these pieces are starting to come back and bite us. But I'm also looking at the time and realizing that part of this is my brain escaping at 90 minutes. We got a lot to clean up here. So let's make some notes about this. Kind of did this. It is hard-coded in a funny sense. Let's clean up. You might be able to iterate outside the grid row for each secret. I don't know what you mean, Bill. Let's see here. What did we do? I think we did this. Now we're trying to get it to honor get color from that's kind of what we're doing. So I'm leaving a marker in place here of where we are, what we're in the middle of doing. You've hard-coded the peg numbers. Instead, write a loop. Let's see. Well, we've got a lot of cleanup to do. So let's put some of this down as notes. Loop over pegs instead of hard coding, maybe. We do have a lot of duplication going on right now. So, yeah, the question of how to manage the different sizes. Hard-coded size. Size, lack of secret. How's that? That should be enough, I think, to get my mind back in, get our minds back into play next time when we return. All right. What did we do? Yeah. But I usually like to really start with hard-coded things and work backwards. Oh, thank you. Yes. Developer documentation instead of help pane. That was a great tip. The TCR, I fixed one thing, and that was that the double commit windows coming in, because that was the behavior. I had set it on the wrong behavior, but need to fix TCR to delete unstaged files. I thought I did that, but that's definitely a thing. I also wanted, well, I feel like the new isolate view, then I feel like that is a great strategy. Rather than trying to work inside of the big screen and going, oh, how do I test this thing? It's like reduce the scope. And I'm very pleased with how took a little bit of figuring out, but my find view snippet. How well that worked. Like, even though we're in the middle of ugliness right now, was able to whip this together without much pain. And this, once I sort out the interference that we have from the assumptions of, like, is there a secret? How many, what's going on here? That it should be pretty straightforward to say, well, empty is going to be unselected, and other states are going to be other colors, and then the size of the circle, hopefully we'll be able to TDD all of that. So I am happy that TDD, even TCR with SwiftUI is feasible. Next line was make secret. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I stopped sharing my screen there. Here I am poking around. You all can't see it. Anyway, we're at time. I've lost my brain. Thanks for coming. Thank you, folks, for joining, for the comments, for always teaching me and helping me learn more about SwiftUI. I'm enjoying seeing how the practices that I'm trying to base this all on, the good extreme programming stuff, technical foundation, can work with SwiftUI. That's really exciting, and it's part of the whole thing. I'll be blogging, working on a new blog post coming out soon about what to test and what not to test in when unit testing your user interface code. And so then I'll move on to writing about View Inspector and so forth. The series will continue. Thank you for joining. Hey, folks who have watched this far, whatever platform you're on, do the thing, the like, the follow, the subscribe, the click the button, so that you stay in the loop. Give me feedback. I'd love to hear your comments, questions, disagreements, things I missed. You can point them out. Oh, if you do, it would be handy if you add a timestamp so I know what you're talking about. Like, when are you talking about a particular thing? Thank you again for coming. I should see you next week. All right. Be kind to each other and find joy every day. Joy is a form of resistance. All right. Take care.